Use the given right triangle to find the values of the 6 trig functions for theta. So theta that we're focusing on is here. I see the side opposite from theta is 2. 4 is the hypotenuse. So now we need to figure out what is our adjacent side. Now, if you have 2 sides of a right triangle, you can find the third side using the Pythagorean theorem. So that adjacent side squared plus 2 squared equals the hypotenuse squared. Solving for a squared equals 16 minus 4. A equals the square root of 12. And remember, we always simplify our square roots by factoring out the largest possible perfect square, which in this case is 4. So a is 2 square root 3. So now that we have our opposite, our adjacent, and our hypotenuse, we can find our 6 trig ratios. So sine theta is opposite over hypotenuse. Our opposite side is 2, our hypotenuse is 4, and that simplifies to be 1/2. Cosine theta is adjacent over hypotenuse. Our adjacent side is 2 square root 3, and our hypotenuse is 4, and that simplifies to be square root 3 over 2. Tangent theta is opposite over adjacent. Our opposite side is 2, and our adjacent is 2 square root 3. Now that simplifies to be 1 over the square root of 3. Remember, we always need to rationalize our denominator. Rationalize denominator. Because fractions must be part of a whole number. In order to rationalize this denominator, we're going to multiply both the numerator and the denominator by the square root that we see. So that's going to make our numerator square root of 3 and our denominator the square root of 9, which is 3. Now, on our next steps, I'm going to jump to that last step anytime I need to rationalize. So now we're going to do cosecant theta. That is hypotenuse over opposite, which is 4 over 2, which is 2. Secant theta is hypotenuse over adjacent, which is 4 over 2 square root 3, which is 2 over square root 3. Now we need to rationalize that denominator, multiplying both the numerator and denominator by square root of 3. That becomes 2 square root 3 over 3. And lastly, cotangent theta is adjacent over opposite. Our adjacent side is 2 square root 3 over our opposite, which is 2, which simplifies to be square root of 3. So we should be able to find these simplified forms of our 6 trig functions for any right triangle with 3 sides.